Mahoney National Bank, caring for our community.
Now, 27 First News, where your news comes first.
Good evening, everyone. Gina is off tonight.
I'm Catherine Bosley.
Topping our news, you might not see it marked on your calendar, but today is the official start of the holiday shopping season.
And people wasted no time getting out to those malls this morning and spending their hard-earned money. Our Gordon Lesh has been tallying up the totals all day and joins us live from Boardman with more. Gordon.
Well, we've stuffed away those Thanksgiving turkeys. Now it's time to turn to that holiday gift list. Out here at the shops at Boardman Park, they've been offering big sales all day long. You'll see signs like this one offering discounts in many of the windows out here. Now in the parking lot behind us, you can see, well, it's pretty packed. People are having a tough time finding spaces close to these stores. There's no doubt about it. This is a day people take advantage of, whether you love the malls or love to avoid them. It is a beautiful day, so why waste it? For Ashok Mahalahala and two of his buddies, the day after Thanksgiving is the best day of the year to play golf. Not even his wife can lure him to the malls.
She was still sleeping, actually, when we left.
You snuck out before she woke up?
Yes. I will not go to the mall on the day after Thanksgiving. No, it's too crazy.
Some think it madness. For others, a challenge. Either way, it's crowded. So crowded, even our camera guy had trouble getting around.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
It's pretty hectic. A lot of people, a lot of bumping. But it's...
Any fighting?
Not yet.
You're waiting for a fight.
I'm waiting for one, though.
Most of these people are on their 6th or 7th hour of shopping with no end in sight. It's a physically challenging sport, one that leaves many casualties. Holly Placek came to the mall with his wife. Now, he's ready for a break.
I told her on our way out we're going to hit upstairs. I understand they have a nice lounge or something like that. Cold beer would go good right now.
Are you sure there's nothing else you'd like to find for her?
So what's the busiest store in the mall? Well, that would have to be KB Toys. Let's get on the mall PA system and announce that you guys just got a brand new shipment of Furbies. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
No, it wouldn't. Not at all.
All right, Santa, very important question. We're looking for Furby. Can you tell us where we can find one?
Have you been a good little boy?
Who cares? What's that have to do with anything?
Next.
So, the search for Furby and every other Christmas gift continues. If you think you're up to the challenge, at least keep a few pieces of advice in mind.
You have to have a lot of patience and make sure that you took a shower this morning. Yeah.
The holiday season is big business for retailers. According to one survey, customers are expected to spend about $814 each during the season. That's about 4.5% more than last year. We're live at the shops at Boardman Park. Tom and Catherine, back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Gordon. Get home safely. I know the traffic out there is incredible.
Well, while you're out shopping for that perfect gift, police say it's equally important to remember your personal safety. Records show that, unfortunately, the holiday season also brings out the Grinch in many. Credit card fraud takes center stage and robberies escalate. Keeping a few points in mind can keep the season bright for you.
Got to police your activities. Go out there, and as you're out there concentrating on buying that special item for that special person, you got to also realize that the thief is out there looking to take advantage of you if he feels that you're distracted or you're preoccupied with something else.
Kisso says you also make sure you keep Christmas packages in your trunk and not in the back seat of your vehicle. Also, don't fumble around when you head to your car. Have your keys in hand and be ready.
Well, imagine the economic blow that would hit the valley if GM Lordstown here were to close its doors. Well, it's not a pretty thought. On the busiest shopping day of the year, the Regional Chamber of Commerce and local retailers are banding together to drive that point home. Their campaign, called Bring It Home, is designed to keep the 31,000 local people employed by GM and other support companies on the job.
It's important right now, with so much riding on what goes on at GM Lordstown, that the men and women, management and labor alike, know that the Valley stands behind them. It's also important that in a responsible and intelligent way, we let GM in Detroit know that the Valley will do what we need to do to bring this car home.
Now, if Lordstown is not awarded the new Delta project, the plant could shut down. GM is expected to make a decision by the middle to the end of next year on that. In Boardman, a two-car accident at the corner of Glenwood and Wildwood proves just how important a stoplight is at that busy intersection. An accident last week took out a utility pole and stoplight there. Crews put up stop signs while waiting on a new light. Only slight injuries were reported.
More local money is headed toward victims of Hurricane Mitch. State Senator Bob Hagan was on hand today as the local district of the United Parcel Service donated $1,500 for additional aid. Earlier this year, Hagan had asked the company if they could deliver food and supplies to Puerto Rico and Central America. UPS officials said they couldn't, but instead offered to make a donation. The local Hispanic group, OCA, will oversee the use of the money.
We'll probably send it back to Puerto Rico, and they need more supplies. Also, Central America, Nicaragua needs a lot of supplies also. They need water.
UPS donates more than $3 million each year to charitable groups all around the country. Meantime, Senator Hagan was sworn into his post as state senator today. This will be the Democrats' first full term after winning the election earlier this month. As you'll recall, he replaced Joe Vukovich a couple years ago when Vukovich became a judge.
The body of a woman found in Youngstown has been identified. The Mahoning County coroner now says someone shot and killed 21-year-old Michaela Gant. Her body was discovered yesterday by Mahoning County Sheriff's deputies looking for illegal dumpers at the time. Youngstown police tell us she'd been there for a couple of days. Apparently, Gant was a native of Chicago and had only been in the Youngstown area for about a year. At this time, police have no suspects. Over in Warren, nurses are looking toward a happier holiday season. The strike is almost over for the 450 nurses at Trumbull Memorial Hospital. They gathered at a union hall in Warren this afternoon to discuss the latest agreement worked out with the hospital. After tallying up the votes, they're hoping the majority will favor the pact, and it's kind of looking that way. The nurses were on the picket line for almost 2 weeks, this after unionizing just a few months ago. Well, Mother Nature must have a thing for holiday shopping. She sure is being cooperative.
Let's go to meteorologist Paul Wetzel in for Don Guthrie for a preview of what the next couple of days look like. Paul?
Looking good outside. In fact, today, roads conditions staying dry and warm, all due to clear skies and plenty of sunshine. Now, skies are still currently clear across Ohio. Some pesky clouds to the northeast, as they have been over the last few days, still lingering around. But for the most part, tonight, we are looking good. 33 degrees for your drive home from the stores and mostly clear skies. This should continue overnight. Will these warm temperatures last through the weekend? I'll let you know on my main forecast a little bit later. Back to you, Catherine and Tom.
Thank you, Paul. Playgrounds are made for kids, of course, sometimes bigger kids at heart, so who better to ask when you're looking to build one?
Kids, of course. That story out of Columbiana County swings your way right after this.
Friday at 7 on 27, where your news comes first.
Dead body.
Friday at 7:30 on 27, where your news comes first. You're watching Tom Holden and Gina Marinelli on 27 First News, where your news comes first.
Now, if you wanted to build a hospital, you'd consult nurses and doctors on the design, right? Well, the same idea goes for a community playground.
The city of Lisbon hired a New York designer to do the job, and the first people he talked to were the children. Smart guy. Tricia Perry introduces us to Tom Rockwell.
And she says you'll never forget him, not just because his name might ring a bell.
Good morning, crowd. Good morning.
Tom Rockwell has a great job. He designs anything volunteers want to build, and he's in Lisbon because these children need a playground.
Where do you think I'm going to find some playground users?
Right here.
Right here, okay.
Before going to the drawing board, Rockwell asks the kids what they want in a playground.
What I want you to do is I want you to use your imaginations. And imagination is the most important tool that a designer has.
They're eager to play along. Reaching children is something Rockwell might have learned from his grandfather, Norman, whose paintings captured the essence of American childhood.
And
after just a few moments, these little heads are swimming with ideas, some traditional.
And how many of you want a tire swing? Okay. How do you feel when you get off a tire swing? Dizzy. You want to feel dizzy?
Yeah. Hiding spots in case you play like hide and go seek.
Not too good so that your parents can't find you, but good enough that your friends can. Okay.
Other ideas are more fantastic. One little girl suggests a dome-shaped toy like a planet.
They climb on you.
Oh, okay, so it's a climbing dome, so you can actually climb up to on the outside of it? Does anybody have an idea of what planet we should make it? What do you think it should be?
Mars.
Mars. So we could have a Mars dome.
Yeah!
You always get an unusual one, like, you know, the climbing bowl, for example, that climbing dome. I mean, that's an interesting idea. I've never heard of anything like that. I always look for those opportunities.
After talking with kids and parents, Tom works the ideas into a design called Playtown. He says he's no painter, but admits there may be a bit of his famous grandfather in what he does.
He would go out into the communities and watch and look for stories that he could tell in the community, and I go out into the community and listen for ideas for the playground. I think he would have approved of the kind of the community spirit that goes into this work.
To make Playtown happen, it will take about $100,000 and a lot of community volunteerism. But when it's done, the real value may be that the kids can say, that was my idea. In Lisbon, Tricia Perry, 27 First News.
And Playtown will be built in Lisbon next May near the community pool. If you'd like to volunteer for the project, contact McKinley Elementary for more information.
Well, if you're one of the millions of people who brave the shopping centers today, you know how busy it is there. But many others are doing their shopping via the internet. That's the topic of today's 27 First News Business Journal report. Experts are predicting that at least 15 million shoppers will be gift-giving through cyberspace. Trading in those long checkout lines and traffic doesn't mean the old rules don't still apply, even online.
On the internet, I want to suspend the caution that you would apply to walking into a store anywhere, which is this a store you've been to before? Is this a merchant that you've heard about? Does this look like a flimsy operation or not?
Be certain to find out if your name will be placed on a mailing list or not after purchasing something online.
Be good, for goodness sake. Santa's coming to town. He needs to take that in. In fact, Santa is already in Salem. That's next.
Plus, Hansel and Gretel find themselves in familiar territory. Those stories coming up in Neighborhood News.
27 First News Business Journal Report is brought to you by Charlie White of Moores and Cabot and CSC, the Special Bar People. St. Elizabeth Health Center, a member of HM Health Services, is proud to close caption 27 First News for the hearing impaired.
Children in Salem got the chance to tell Santa Claus what they want for Christmas.
And Hansel and Gretel practice for their big weekend performance. Here's a look at tonight's Neighborhood News. Children of all ages gathered at the Key Bank in downtown Salem this afternoon, forced to pose with Santa. Old St. Nick arrived at the bank shortly after a parade downtown. The Salvation Army was also there to collect unwrapped gifts. Those children who donated the presents received a free portrait with Santa. In Youngstown, how about a musical to relieve some of that holiday stress? Hansel and Gretel will be performed this weekend at the First Presbyterian Church on Wick Avenue. The production consists of 5 soloists, 22 children, and several wood and string instruments. The performance will begin at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And one more item in Newcastle. It's the annual Cathedral of Lights Craft and Gift Show. It was held from 10 until 6 today, and the same hours go for tomorrow. Every year, it's at the Newcastle Scottish Cathedral on Lincoln Avenue. When you have an event going on, let us know. Send the information to our street address at 27 First News. Phone us, fax us, or email it to us.
Well, this shortened trading day on Wall Street ended with a gain of nearly 19 points for the Dow Industrials. The NASDAQ Composite was up as well, 31 points.
Just about picture perfect out there today, and it's looking even better for tomorrow. Meteorologist Paul Wetzel's up next with the Weather Team forecast. We'll be right back.
Paul Wetzel's First News Weather.
Looking at a beautiful sky scene out downtown Youngstown this afternoon as plenty of sunshine for the most part worked its way into the valley as well as most of Ohio and Pennsylvania. Just a gorgeous day to start off that shopping season as high pressure is still building into the region from our southwest, and southwesterly winds will be kicking through tonight, tomorrow, and onward into the weekend. Clear skies currently still through most of Ohio and southwest Pennsylvania, and maybe middle Ashtabula County to the north, and from northern Mercer County to the north, still dealing with some cloud cover. Overnight, though, looking pretty good. 33 degrees. Mostly clear for your drive home if you're still out shopping about. Winds from the southwest at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, look at this, 60 degrees, mostly sunny. The record high was 69, set back in 1990. Don't think we'll quite make that. A few clouds towards the afternoon hours, and winds will stay from the southwest. By tomorrow night, 39 degrees, mostly clear. And for Sunday, this is when we may break the record. The record high was 61, set in 1962. We're looking at 65 degrees for a high and partly sunny day, so warmer temperatures definitely on the way, as well as dry weather. Now, the high today was only 48, the low 32, still well above the normal high. Right now, we're at 42 degrees, dew point 31, and the barometer is rising at 30.13. No precipitation at the airport. Currently, temperatures still to the warm to our southwest. We're watching this flow move to the north and east. 42 in Youngstown. Clear skies through Ohio as well as western Pennsylvania. A few mid-level clouds through central Ohio, but for the most part, pretty quiet outside. Looking at radar, look at this. National radar is quiet. Why is this? The jet stream is dipping way to the south to our west and way to the north through the central plains and the east. This is called ridging. The ridge of high pressure builds underneath of this, and this is what's bringing us our nice, warm, and dry weather. And this is going to continue at least through the weekend. Now, once again, currently high pressure centered right over Nashville, Tennessee. Watching the system to our west, notice the cold front onward with it. This will ride up and over the ridge through tomorrow. As it does, a cold front will start to sag south, high pressure slides east, but it will still remain dry and warm, and this will continue through tomorrow evening and onward into Sunday until the ridge starts to break down Monday into Monday afternoon, and we may see a few showers as a cold front squeaks through here Monday afternoon and evening. Tuesday and Wednesday looking dry as temperatures start to make their way back to near